Hello designers, you're welcome to my channel. You're welcome to another tutorial. So in this tutorial, we're going to be using this white material. This material is 3 yards and Mikado material was used in the thumbnail, but I'm using a shiny face material for this practical. So I've gone ahead to fold this 3 yards into 4, and at the top there where I have the selvage, I'm going to measure my neckline. So I'm going to be using 3.5 inches for the neck width and 2 inches for the neck depth for the back, while I'll be using 4 inches for the neck depth of the front. So over there I have my center front and my center back on fold together. Remember, this is folded into 4. So that top part is going to be my shoulder area, while this other part that is folded will be my center front and my center back. So I've gone ahead to measure the length of my sleeve. I'll be using about 25 inches for the length of my sleeve. Then for the opening of the sleeve, I'll be using about 20 inches. Then I'm going to measure my hip length. From the shoulder to the hip length, I'll draw the line. So the first line is the opening of my sleeve, how wide I want the sleeve to be. And you know there will be elastic, so I'm making it a bit wide. Then after that line, I have my hip line. So now I'm going to measure the body of the dress. So I used my hip plus about 2 or 3 inches extra. So now I'm going to curve that line into the length of the sleeve, the line of the sleeve opening, to make it a kimono, the same way we do kimono. So I'm going to cut it out. I'm going to slit that place because it's folded and I need to do my sleeve there. So I'm cutting the back neckline first because it is higher. So I'm going to remove the one inside, which is going to be for the back, and then this one I'm going to cut it, is going to be for the front. And then I'm going to put a slit, about 4 inches slit at the center front. The length of this dress is the full length of this fabric. So from this selvage to the other selvage, that is what I'm using. That is about 60 inches. The fabric is by 60, so that is what I'm using. So I want to cut facing now. I'll cut facing for the front and facing for the back. So my facing is about 3 inches wide for the back, and then for the front, I'm going to trace out the shape of the neckline at the front, and then I'll put the slits also on the facing. Below the slits, from the end of the slits, I'll measure another 3 inches down. Then from the neck width on the shoulder area, I'll measure about 3 inches to do my front facing. So the first thing I'm going to do is to place my facing, right sides facing each other, and then I'll sew the shoulder part of the facing. I'm going to open it up, right sides facing each other, front and back on top of each other, and I'll join the two shoulders. After joining the shoulders of the facing and the main outfit, on the facing I went ahead to fold the edges of the facing with the machine. So now I'm going to place them right sides facing each other. I'll align the shoulders and then I'll pin it down so that I can sew the neckline. After sewing the neckline, I'm going to fold the facing inside the outfit, and then I'm going to fold the edge of the sleeve. I'm going to make a casing. So I'll fold about half inch by 0.75 inches because I'm using a small elastic. I'm using the half inch elastic. I'm done with the neckline and I've gone ahead to turn the facing inside. You can use the hemming gum on the facing to place it down, or you hem it with your hand or use the machine to sew it. So I'm going to measure my round sleeve, my round elbow. I have about 12. I'll minus about 3 inches from it to cut my elastic. So I'll pass the elastic through this place now. After passing the elastic, then I'll sew the side and make my slits down there. Then I'll fold the hem. So I'm passing the elastic now. I pin the elastic down at the edge so that it doesn't run inside. Then after passing the elastic, I'll then join the two parts of the sleeve together and sew the side. Towards the end of the dress, I'm going to have a slit. So from the hem, I'm going to measure 15 inches for my slit. So when I sew the side, I won't sew it all the way down. I'll stop at that 15 inches mark. Then I'm going to fold the edge of the slit half inch by half inch. I used about 1 inch to sew the side. So I'm going to fold half inch by half inch to sew my slits. I'll sew one side of the slit, then cross over to the second side of the slit. Just watch what I'm doing. I'm done with the slits. So I'll do the same thing for the second side of the dress. Then lastly, I'm going to hem the down part of the dress. I'm folding in just once because I have the selvage there. I don't need to fold twice. So I'm folding just once. This is the final look of the dress. That is my neckline, and then that is the elastic for the sleeve. Remember, if you don't want your elastic to be this big or your puff to be this big, just use 20 inches as the sleeve length. I used 25 inches because I wanted it a bit dramatic. So that is the slit I made. Now I'm going to embellish it. I'm going to place this on it. I will arrange it the way I want, pin it down, and then take it to the machine to sew. If you want to make it easier, I will advise you sew this embellishment before you join the two sides so that the dress can be opened up, and then it will be easy to run the machine on your embellishment. And even if you're using your hand to tack down your embellishment, it will be easy. For me to have joined the two sides before fixing this embellishment, it wasn't that easy. But so that is why I'm advising you fix embellishment before you sew the two sides of the dress. How I fixed the embellishment was that I sewed all the edges down. I started from the top. I was turning the fabric, I was sewing all the edges till I went around the embellishment. So that is the way I sewed this down. Also at the center where the two embellishments meet, I just run the machine through that center part where the two of them overlap each other. That's all I did. Now I'm done sewing. I'm going to remove all the pins, and that is all for this dress. I'm going to lay down the back facing. I know it's still up, it's still showing, but I'll lay it down and I will iron it. Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed this tutorial. Please kindly like, share, comment and subscribe. Hit the subscribe button and click the notification bell. Thank you very much for your support. I'll see you in another tutorial. Bye.